man. Should we stop this? Are you sure? Oh, God's sake. The number. Oh, God. Okay, I'm just going to hold this a second. One, two, 1, 2. Alex, can you hear me? Okay, I can't hear you. I don't know why. Can you hear me, Alex? Put your hand up if you can hear me. Hand up if you can hear me, Alex. 1, 2, 1, 2. Alex, can you hear me? You can. I can't hear you, and I don't know why. Alex, can you hear me? 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, I can't hear you, and I'm trying to work out why that is. Can you hear me, Alex? Put your hand up if you can hear me. Speakers are muted at your end. Hand up if you can hear me. Look of it. 1, 2. Speakers muted. Is that your end or mine? I've got a message saying speakers are muted. Shouldn't be the case, should it? Whose speakers are those that are muted? Have you muted something at your end? One, two, 1, 2, 1, 2. Check. I can see you. I can't hear you. I'm going to hang up and call you back. Okay? Stand by. Do you want to call this a day, mate? You sure?
Hi.
Hi, I can hear you now. I can hear you perfectly.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I just want to explain what, I just want to sort of say to you what happened there. So basically we're using, there are lots of different ways of doing this, and I think it's worth just sort of sharing that really. We used a piece of software called StreamYard, which is great fun because you can put the messages up and all that sort of stuff. You've probably seen that, have you? The little messages that come up, it's great.
I noticed that, yeah.
It's really cool, but it's flaky. It's really buggy, and it doesn't work with the sound card that we've got. So I've got extra sound cards, and it's been working fine, and suddenly it stopped working. So now I'm back on a thing called OBS, which is really good, but I can't do those messages. You know what I mean? So it's like one or the other. But the sound, I can hear it myself. The sound is perfect. And StreamYard is just a dog, I'm afraid. I've just complained. I paid a lot of money for that platform. It's just not working. I'm so sorry to let you down like that.
It's alright.
You were doing.
Yeah, it's fine, no problem, Nick.
Well, I feel
it's live, isn't it, mate? We understand.
Well, it's not just that. It just annoys me when people charge you a lot of money for something and they acknowledge it doesn't work, but they don't ever fix it.
I mean, I agree. No, you're right there in that sense.
The little card I've got is the one. It's one of the most common scanning cards. They haven't even got one in their building, so they can't even test it. Do you know what I mean?
Oh shit!
So they take the money. They take the money, but anyway, I'm a bit annoyed about that. But we are back on track. I don't know how many people are watching because I haven't got that information. It's a bit annoying. But would you do me a favour and go back and do that Bob Marley track, because that was where we lost it, and that was beautiful. You flipped your camera around there, have you?
Yeah. No.
Luca.
Right,
You got to do it quickly. It's online.
Come on.
It's on my TV.
We'll do this and one more, eh? And we'll call that a day if that's all right.
Yeah, we're doing it. Come on. He's a bit tired now, but we'll get him gone.
Oh, that was your little brother as well, wasn't it? That's right.
Yeah.
Say hello.
Come on, Luca, listen. Gonna be
Are you ready?
We are. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. The sound is
live.
good.
You ready to go, Luca? He's sleepy, but he's a sleepy boy now. This one with the. But don't worry.
Bless him.
Get your maracas. I come out. Wait.
No, but she watch the wire. Watch the wire.
Okay. Oh. Okay. Are we back on?
You are. It sounds brilliant. Go for it.
Let's go. Don't worry about a thing. 'Cause everything's gonna be alright. Sing it, don't worry about a thing. 'Cause everything's gonna be alright. Woke up started. Smiled at the rising sun. Three little birds reached by my doorstep, singing a sweet song. Melody pure and true. Singing, this is my message to you. Don't worry, about a thing. 'Cause everything is gonna be alright. Sing it, don't worry about a thing. Everything is gonna be alright. Woke up this morning, smiled at the rising sun. Three little birds picked by my doorstep, singing a sweet song. Melodies pure and true. Singing, this is my message to you. Thank you very much.
Hey.
Amazing.
Back on now.
Right. Luke is going to do his one more song for us, Luca, and Alex can continue if you've got time. But Luca, we're going to do Oasis. Don't look back in anger.
That sounds fantastic. Do you mind if we make this the last one, guys? Because we've got 2 more things to cram in. Is that all right? I hate to do that to you.
That's fine. That's
So,
fine.
Luca, it's the last one now.
Right, last one.
Are you ready?
Brilliant.
You've
This
got
is
this.
what? This is Oasis. Hang on a second. Oasis, Don't Look Back in Anger, yeah?
Yes.
Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Let's see what we can do to help you with this.
Video was in the background. It looks really good. That was Bob Marley in the background.
Is that all right? Did it look all right out there?
Yeah, it looks good. That I like it with the Bob Marley in the background and from the stage, and the other one when he did Pharrell Williams looked good as well.
Yeah, it's nice. You're trying to do my best with it. It's a bit it's a little bit tricky, I've got to say, but we'll see how we go, shall we?
No, I bet it is, mate. You're doing a good job.
I'm a bit annoyed actually because I was really pleased with the way it was all going, and then I've lost my audio. I've lost that sort of system really. All right, guys, whenever you're ready, go for it.
Right, here we go.
Are you ready, Luca? The last song.
Oasis.
3, 2, come on. 1, go. Slip inside the eye of your mind, so you know you might find that it makes you very much fun. You say that you never did.
take that one now. Actually.
Thank you so much for that, guys. Oh, another round of applause. The audience can't get enough of it. Mate,
Right, Nick, thank you very much.
can't thank you guys enough for your patience there and for stepping up and helping us out with this. You know, you're a dad, you know what it's like. Sometimes things work, sometimes they don't. But these are the lessons we've got to teach our kids, aren't they? Do you know what I mean?
Exactly, yeah. It's live and learn for them. It's an experience for Alex to realise it doesn't always go to plan.
It doesn't. And you know what? Okay, I may look a bit of a fool, but we've got to be prepared to fail in front of our kids. It's all good. Thank you all so much. You've been amazing. Stay tuned. We've got a lovely piece. Take care. Bye-bye. Boff Wally coming up now. And I can't even put my little messages up because I'm not on the StreamYard anymore. Oh my goodness, it's a killer. It's a killer. So what we're going to do is I'm going to kill that. I can't even put a little message up on the screen very easily. So I am going to get my Boff Wally lined up because this is going to be off the scale. So bear with me a second. Here we are at the I don't even know how many people are watching, so I can't see that here anymore. It's all just gone completely belly up on that front. But where are we? He's just putting his glasses on to see the screen. Not that one. Let's go to this one. And let's see if we've got... Okay.
Wow.
Okay. I'm trying to connect. Oh, I've not had much luck connecting with Boff Wally now. Let's see if we can connect to Boff Wally. Oh, nothing's happening very well, is it, tonight? So I'm hoping there's a few people watching. I can't see because we can't get that. I mean, there is a way of checking it, and I'll try and check that out in a minute. I'm confident the audio is much better because OBS is much better with the audio. But you gain in swings and roundabouts, lose on the swings, don't you? Whatever the saying is. So I am going to do my best now to cut to somebody who looks a bit like me. In fact, no, I'm not going to do that. Let's just do something a bit more impressive than that. Let's just do this properly. Okay, so we're going to go to a session now. We're going to have Chris Dyson hopefully up on stage with the legendary Boff Wally when we come back from this little break. So get yourselves together, please retweet, please tell your friends, because this is going to be exceptional, as Mr. Chris Dyson would say.
Good evening. All schools across the country will close until further notice as coronavirus reached 100.
Where is Chris Dyson? Can we have Chris Dyson on this stage, please?
As I said, we're in the toughest area in Leeds, and yet our school children, the children that actually sit on the interview panel for the Northern Ballet, because I want to give them an opportunity that they've never sort of had before. And it shows if you believe in the people, you believe in these teachers, you believe in these kids, absolutely anything is possible.
just been told that we have got the chance to have an exclusive interview with somebody who has done some work with Chris Dyson there at Parklands Primary in Leeds. And I'm absolutely delighted. If I press this button here, we should get something called Boff. Hello, Boff. Are you Boff?
Hello. Yes, I am.
You are Boff, are you? Excuse my ignorance. I'm not up on all that. You've got a bit of a Yorkshire accent there. You local to Parklands?
No, I'm actually from Lancashire.
Oh, beg your pardon.
But I've lived here so long, they've kind of let me stay.
That was the ultimate mistake, wasn't it? Sort of accusing somebody of being from Yorkshire when they're from Lancashire.
I don't know how I managed to sneak in.
So I do beg your pardon. So it's Boff.
Yeah, Boff Worley.
Boff Worley, okay. And you've Chris said I should have heard of you. What's your claim to fame? Have you had a band once upon a time, or?
Yes, I was in a band called Chumbawamba.
Oh, that rings a bell.
Well, you can be forgiven for never having heard of us. That's fine.
Well, what sort of era was that, Boff?
That was in the 1990s.
Okay. Anything I'd have known? It's ringing a bell. I'm trying to place it.
Yeah, we had kind of one song that people got to know, which was Tub Thumping. Tub Thumping.
How did that go?
It went. We'll be singing when we're winning. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. That one. I get knocked down, but I get up again. It gets used on.
Wow, that was your song.
Used in films and things like that nowadays. That's why people know it.
That was incredible. Can you do that a little bit again? Go as long as you could do a whole.
I can't remember how to play it, believe it or not.
That was wonderful. Go for it.
Despite being the guitarist in the band, I can't remember how to play it. I get knocked down, but I can't remember how it goes. La da 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 da, kissing the night away. I think Chris knows the lyrics better than I do, to be honest.
So that's right. It was kissing the night away. I think I heard sort of an X-rated rugby club version actually. Coming back to
yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah.
And there was some interest. There was an interesting monologue at the beginning that's coming back to me now, talking about people. I think it was a bit of a swear word there. We'll keep a family show. But can you remind me there was that sentence? I found that was very powerful.
People
actually
say that music matters, but music doesn't matter. It's people that matter. It has that at the beginning. It's an actor called Peter Postlethwaite who was in, and it's from a film called Brassed Off, which is a gorgeous film. It's set in Yorkshire somewhere, South Yorkshire, about a brass band. But it's just a lovely speech, and we just thought that'd be great to stick at the front of this song. Wow,
so that's right. There's that lovely sample. That is really very powerful. So. Because that's what we're all about. We're all about art in all its forms. So fashion, football, photography, cooking, coding, music, Minecraft, whatever.
I'm all for that.
Do you think that's a valid thing to be saying and doing, sort of making art as accessible as possible like that? Would you buy into that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think that the I'm an art school dropout myself. I went to art college for a year and then dropped out. But I think art, creativity in schools is absolutely essential. I think it's ridiculous that we live in an age where people value, maths and everything else as being higher than art. I think art's really good for people's well-being and for people communicating ideas and for people being able to think in extraordinary ways in their own way and all that sort of thing.
No, well, we're buying into that. We'll stick that on a T-shirt one day, shall we? So tell me about that song. You get knocked.
Yeah, I get knocked down. What it was is that I used to live in for about 7 years. I lived in Hare Hills, which is about 2 miles from here down the road, and we used to go to a pub called the Ford Green, a big old pub. What was great about the pub was that it was like, it was Asian people, Afro-Caribbean, Irish. It was all a real mixture of people that went into this pub. It was the one pub in this very multicultural area. And we had a next door neighbour who was Irish, and every week on a weekend, he was working all week, and every weekend he'd go to this pub, the Ford Green, and then he'd stagger home drunk, and we'd hear him coming home drunk, singing Danny Boy, walking up the street singing, "Oh, Danny Boy," and it just seemed like he was having such a good time, and it seemed like a lovely thing to write a song about how a lot of people have a lot of rubbish in their lives, and they have jobs they don't enjoy and all that sort of thing. But at the end of a week, they can go out and have a drink with their mates and have a really good time. So we wanted to write a song that had that feeling of just having a good time even when things are rubbish.
I think this would be a great. Do you mind if we drop it in now? Do you mind if we play that song? If we do, will you tell YouTube not to block it because you've given us permission? Is that all right?
Yeah, yeah. You can
Let's
say
have
I've
that.
given you permission.
Okay, Boff. Introduce this. This I think was in New York actually. David Letterman's show. Can you sort of introduce this and we'll press the play button when we think the time is right. Go for it.
Yeah, this version of it, this live version on David Letterman, was interesting because we changed the lyrics towards the end, and because we wanted to highlight the case of this black prisoner who'd been in prison wrongly in America. So we put a reference to him in the lyrics, and the Letterman show said, no, you've got to do it again and change it back. We're not having you on the show if you do that. And we refused to change it. We just said, no, we want to keep it like that. And they said, right, we're going to take it off then, we won't air it. And we said, yeah, that's fine then. And we walked out the studio. And then they did air it in the end. They obviously had a meeting and decided they would. So it was great fun to do. It's lovely when you do that, when you just kind of, even with that, a song that people knew and going around the world doing it, we just had fun with it all the time.
I can see the headlines now, Boff. Anarchy in the USA. Let's play it.
That's the one, yeah.
We'll be singing when we're winning. We'll be singing. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. It's in the night away. It's in the night away. He drinks a whiskey drink, he drinks a vodka drink, he drinks a lager drink, he drinks a cider drink. He sings a songs that remind him of the good times, he sings songs that remind him of the better times. Oh, Danny boy, Danny boy, Danny boy. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You never gonna keep me down. It's in the night away. It's in the night away. He drinks a whiskey drink, he drinks a vodka drink, he drinks a lager drink, he drinks a cider drink. He sings songs that remind him of the good times, he sings songs that remind him of the better times. Don't cry for me, next door neighbor. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You never gonna keep me down. Free Mumia, Abu Jamal. Free Mumia, Abu Jamal. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You never gonna keep me down. We'll be singing when we're winning.
Wow, that was one. It was one hell of a performance, Boff. Blimey. So what was the vibe for you there when you were in New York? So you're a bunch of lads from Lancashire, Yorkshire, and I think you had a Geordie in the crew as well. Have you got a Geordie?
Yeah,
in it?
we were weirdly we all came from. None of us are actually born in Leeds. We all came from places beginning with B. So we're from Burnley, and Billingham, and Barnsley, and we just kind of met here because we squatted. People don't know what squatting is nowadays. We found an old empty house and basically just lived in it rent free for about 7 years, because it was just going to waste and it was falling down, and we went in and did it up and lived there, and people came and stayed and ended up joining the band and not going away, and that's how the band was kind of more of a bunch of friends. It was more of a gang than a band, and we always just saw it as something. Let's have a good laugh with this and let's have a good time with it.
Love it. I lived in Paddington in West London, and there was a band that lived in a squat. Actually, the whole of Notting Hill, as you probably know, was squatted for many years, and North Kensington. And there was a band called the 101ers, I think they were called. You heard of them? Do you know
Joe
them?
Strummer.
Joe Strummer. They were the Clash, really, weren't they? They were up there at the end of my road, and the pub at the end of my road, the Chippenham, which one of our dads in school, Mango, was the manager of that for years. He's got a little Clash altar. He had a little Clash altar in there, in all his memorabilia.
Excellent.
And Mick still lives around the corner in North Ken as well. So it's good vibes.
Yeah.
So I mean, and remind us what brought you to Leeds then. You said all your mates were from B and lived in. You were in Leeds. What brought you to Leeds?
I came to Leeds because I had friends who came to college here, so I applied for college. I didn't last long at college in Leeds, but I liked it in Leeds, so just ended up staying here.
And when was that, Boff?
Sort of early mid 1980s.
Oh, okay.
A long time ago.
I went to university in 1981, so I was in Loughborough, not that far down the road. And one of my mate's brothers was at university in Leeds. It was good vibes, wasn't it? Anyway, enough reminiscing, old blokes reminiscing. It's good to keep it fresh. You got your guitar there. Is there any chance of a bit of a tune? Could you do that for us?
Yeah, I to be honest, I don't often play guitar and sing nowadays. It's just I've always been a songwriter, but never really a guitarist. So I don't really remember many songs. I'd give you just a bit of a song.
Introduce yourself and let's go for it, Boff.
Let's do it. This is a song called El Fusilado. It's about this guy in South America who he was famous because he faced a firing squad and he was shot 10 times and survived. And then he made his living going around America as a kind of travelling showman and explaining why he'd survived the firing squad. So this is a song about him. It's called El Fusilado. Listen close to this crooked mouth, for my story I will tell. Oh, I lived in Mexico by the name of I left my home in Santiago, the heart of the city of Merida. Served with my brothers and sisters all for the army of Pancho Villa. Stand me straight against the nearest wall. Line up your favorite soldiers, oh. 10 good shots, I'll take them all. They call me El Fusilado. The Federales, they captured me, bound up my arms with wire. Officer came, he said, take your aim, steady your guns and fire. Fell to the ground, the officer came, one last shot to the head, oh. It all went quiet, so I walked away. Something, something, something else. Stand me straight against the nearest wall. Line up your 10 good shots, I'll take them all. They call me El Fusilado. I told you I couldn't remember them. I haven't played that for about 7 years, so.
Mate, you could have fooled me. I wouldn't have known that for a second.
I would do better singing a Clash song, wouldn't I?
Well, do you know any Clash songs?
Daddy was a bank robber, but he never hurt nobody. He just loved to live that way, and he loved to steal your money.
O to the M to the G. You've just, God, you just given me goosebumps there. That was absolutely lovely. So Boff, I mean, so that was okay. We've done 1981. This is
Yeah.
2020.
Yeah.
I hate to say how
Time's
many years
moved on.
that is.
Yeah.
So what have you done in the last 12 years, Boff? I think my maths are up to that one.
I've been doing lots of work in theatre and arts projects, and working with refugee centres and things like that. I'm working with Welsh National Opera at the moment. One thing I did do, which is kind of relevant to being here, is I wrote a musical with basically the whole of the East Leeds Seacroft Gipton community called "Oh, I Do Like to Be Beside the Seacroft."
Oh, I've heard about that. Yeah.
Lots of kids from this school went and took part in it, dancing, singing. We had over 100 people on stage at the West Yorkshire Playhouse. We had this audience of like 550 people came to watch this huge musical where all the songs were about East Leeds and about Seacroft. And it was a joy to do, I have to say. It took about a year of really hard work, gathering all these people from different community groups, different schools. But, you know, there was all sorts of people involved, you know, lots of organisers and choir leaders and all that sort of thing. And it all came together in kind of one day at West Yorkshire Playhouse, and it was just a lovely thing to be part of. Really enjoyed it.
So what was the storyline behind that? So that was a musical that you wrote about the area?
Yeah, well, what it was is that there was we kind of went around collecting stories from people and put this musical together based on people's stories from the area. One of the stories was just someone's joke was that on a clear day, the reason it's called Seacroft is because on a clear day from some of the higher places in the area, you can actually see all the way to the sea near Scarborough.
Oh, wow.
Which is a myth, of course, but we just had this lovely idea about
You had to spoil it, didn't you?
wanting to, living somewhere like Seacroft and just wanting to get to go away to the seaside and see the bright lights, but kind of, after you've spent some time there, you realise that there's the same kind of fun to be had, the same kind of life to be had in East Leeds as there is, living somewhere where you think it's always sunny and there's amusement arcades and stuff.
Well, hang on, yeah, but I take your point. I mean, a lot of the young people, kids here, don't get to go to the seaside very much, or even into
That's
Leeds
true.
City Centre, and that's one of the things that Chris does here every year.
I know.
He takes a whole load of buses and takes the whole school.
I know.
to the seaside.
I love that. I think it's great.
Isn't it lovely? I mean,
Yeah.
what a good vibe.
But they always come back.
They always come back to East Leeds.
Well, mostly they probably left one or two in the past.
Well, the tea was probably in the oven. They were getting into trouble with their mum, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
So, funny enough, I was at the Chapel FM place, actually, the HQ, like a community centre, recording studio, beautiful work they're doing
yeah.
over there, beautiful
Brilliant place.
building. And they had a thing called the Seacroft Scroll. Are you familiar with that?
Yeah.
Tell us about that, because I got one, actually.
So it kind of tells the history of Seacroft.
That's right.
From it's been put together with all local people got involved in it, but there's like poets and artists and everything all contributed to it. But it's a lovely thing. It's because it starts from the idea that Seacroft was mentioned in the Doomsday Book. Is that 1066? Is it same time as Harold got the arrow in his eye? I might be wrong on that. Anyway, it's mentioned in the Doomsday Book, and it's Seacroft existed as a place before Leeds, as a settlement, and it's just lovely that it's gone through all these amazing changes. All sorts of things have happened here. Yeah.
No, that's lovely.
I work with an arts group, an arts charity called Space 2, which again is centred around Gipton and Seacroft. They're in the old fire station up in Gipton, and so I've been doing work over here. Again, as a Lancastrian, they've allowed me to work over here for about 10 years now.
You got a pass out, did you? They let you in?
Yeah.
There's a lot of great community artwork going on around here. 'Cause obviously, Chapel FM is a hub, is a focal point for a lot of the work. There's Fall Into Place.
Yeah.
You come across. Do you know much about their work?
Somebody just told me about them recently. I don't really know them.
Lovely work.
Yeah.
They've got to sort of drop in a regular art and culture hub. There's a lovely woman actually who, from Twitter, she might not be lovely, but she certainly comes across lovely on social media, and that's Emma Behrman. I don't know if you come across. Emma.
I know Emma Behrman. We used to live around the corner from her in Armley, and we used to refer to her as the Lady Mayoress of Armley.
Unofficial, probably, was she?
Yeah, we actually tried to kind of start a campaign to give her some kind of official status, but it never quite happened. She lived in Armley. She lived in the place which I think was voted the nicest street in Britain. It's just a very ordinary terraced street, but everybody got on with each other, and they had street parties and all that.
Do you think that was coincidence, or do you think Emma was the kind of magic ingredient?
I think Emma was the magic ingredient.
It's funny actually. We ran a street party back in 2012 when it was I think it was the Olympics or the Queen's Jubilee or something, and they did a thing called the Big Lunch, which is organised by our friends down at Eden Project.
Yeah.
And we organised one. We had a great day. We had a whip round with Banksy Castle and all that classic sort of Guardian reader kind of middle class stuff that we sort of get up to. But it was we rented some toilets and it was super. But I went to a community camp at Eden Project last Christmas. And so finally the bloke who runs the place stood up and did a little PowerPoint all about the big lunch, and it was a photo of me, my lovely Muslim neighbour, and all her vegetarian vegan food on the first slide of his deck.
Excellent.
I couldn't believe my luck. It was lovely.
Yeah.
You know, couldn't have set it up.
Did you
better
say
'cause
that's me?
I did actually. Well, of course I did. I wasn't going to let that pass.
Yeah.
I
That's
absolutely
great.
milked that moment. And from what
I'll tell you one of the things that's happened in Yorkshire in the past 4 or 5 years is that that you would never have expected. You know, because people love to come out if it's a jubilee or whatever it is. People love to come out and have a reason to celebrate on the streets and stuff. So the Tour de France coming to Yorkshire, and then the Tour de Yorkshire and the Tour of Britain is brilliant. It's people who don't care at all about cycling all just came out in Leeds and all over Yorkshire onto the streets just to kind of wave flags and be in the streets together.
Well, is it a classic case of any excuse, Boff?
Absolutely, and I love that because you know one of the stories we wrote a song about when we were doing some music over in Gipton was that round here people used to have bonfire night. The bonfires would be just on the streets in the 1960s and 70s. In the middle of the road, they would put up a bonfire, and the council eventually put a stop to it because there was fires all over the area. They put a stop to it because it was, you know, leaving these big areas of melted tarmac. But I love that idea. People just want to come out on the streets, don't they, and gather. And especially in the whole kind of the year of the pandemic when we can't do that, it seems even more exciting to be able to gather.
Is it a classic case of you and you know what you've got till it's gone kind of thing? You know.
Yeah, I mean, there's, I think a lot of the, a lot of the community heart gets taken out of places, and the pubs get shut down, and the shops move away, and work disappears. But there's still at root, there's still a sense of community. People do want any excuse to come out and get together and have a good
let's
time.
face it, clap for carers on a Thursday night, whatever you think about
That's
that,
right,
you know, and the implications of that. You know, people suddenly started banging bin lids, and then somebody'd find a trumpet under the stairs, and robbed a bank. A friend of ours runs a festival. His dad had a trombone, I think, so he pulled his trombone out.
Great.
But what really struck me, Boff, it's a bit like you just picking up your guitar. You know, you're not pretending to be brilliant, and I think you are, but we take for granted that these skills are in our communities.
Yeah.
9 out of 10 schools in Britain have reported in a BBC survey that they have cut one or more art subjects. This is an expensive thing to teach. It's becoming a privilege for, the head teacher's boss, boss of the head teachers union said it's not happening in private schools. And this isn't class war, so let's not go there. But it's what the parents are paying for in private schools. I'm not being funny, but you pay your tax, I pay my tax. It's what I pay my tax for as well. Would you agree with that? You know, we want kids to learn this.
I mean, I've got a 10-year-old lad who's at school, and he's my attitude to him going to school is it's nice if he learns things. That's really important. That's good. But if he comes home, you know, with a smile on his face and he's had a good time at school, then I just think, brilliant. They're doing something right there. It's fantastic. I think the social aspect of just kids just coming to learn together and having a good time, that's so much better than just having to do your times tables all the time, isn't it? Which you have to do as well anyway.
Well, I think the thing is, you know, if your son has come home with a smile on his face, he may not have learnt the lengths of all of Africa's rivers and be able to recite them backwards, but he's learnt something. He's got some cultural experience, some cultural capital, whatever the buzzword is.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how much you've seen of what Chris does in the school here at Parklands, but those kids are buzzing. They're doing their times tables 1 minute. They're having fun. They're doing stuff with Bryn and Tactivate. They've got the rock kids thing in here. You know, they are learning. You know, it's not. And I know you're not saying this, but a lot of people think, art is a bit of a light touch. It's not hard work. You're not learning. It's as relevant as doing your times tables.
It's really important. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's interesting actually because there's a super educator, travelling teacher, he calls himself, called Howell Roberts, and he runs a microbrewery in Wakefield, which I think is pretty near here. And he does a lot of education around storytelling and drama and imagination. And he was telling me that he had to drive over with his master brewer to Manchester one day. And he said to his brew, we were a bit miserable, the lockdown and all that sort of stuff. And basically he said to his master brewer, what, you know, he's a fairly ordinary sort of blunt bloke. He said, what do you think the country needs? And he says, a bloody good knees up, you know, like in 2012, as you've just said. And I don't know if you know, but in 2022, the government have got £120 million allocated for a national festival of creativity. Did you know about that?
No, I didn't.
Do you like the sound of that?
Yeah.
Sounds, what's not to like, you know?
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
what's interesting is that it's a festival of creativity and innovation, if you like, to tell the world how creative. It's a bit like the New Labour kind of Creative Britannia stuff, a bit of a trade show, a bit of a festival of Britain, but also the brief, because I had a chat with the culture minister last year, and he said it's very much about showing the value of art to reconnect communities, because whether you're into Brexit or Remain or whatever your politics, we've all got to get on.
But they do need to put that attitude into the way they're kind of governing education as well, though.
Well, there you go. Yeah,
it's no good just having a kind of big one-off festival whilst at the same time, you know, pulling all the funding from, you know, people being able to do art in schools. So
maybe it's a mustn't be a token gesture. So what we need to do, there's a lovely phrase actually with a lot of the art stuff. I mean, Chris gets amazing shows into Parklands. You know, these events must not be like the circus where you just get a pile of elephant poo in the car park. You've got to have legacy, you've got to have impact.
Yeah.
And I know that Chris's team here, the teachers, they'll get the rock kids in, they'll get some drama in, they'll get some music, but then they'll build that into their curriculum. So they'll do writing about it, they'll do drawing about it, they'll do maths about it, and really bringing education to life and making it accessible and relevant.
Yeah.
And for me, that Festival 22, I mean, I got very excited, and we said, right, Festival 22, brilliant. So we'll do Art Connects 19 year, we'll do hashtag Art Collaborate 20, that's this year. Next year, Inspire Nation 21, then we'll do hashtag Festival 22. So we went to the government and said, can we have some of the money? And they said, no, we're giving it to Jamie Oliver and Siemens or whatever, which is fine. And I'm not knocking that, great teams. But we're on a mission. I've just announced a campaign to raise the money. I want to raise £1 million for 2022, because I want to put 22 people, heaven forbid, like me on the road with a little trailer, and in Ireland, Northern Ireland, Wales, Scotland, England, to travel all around the country, to go to schools like Chris's, to run free creativity festivals and put a shout out to people like you and local artists, and just run these events. You know, we want to do that all year. And then if that works, hopefully we've given those men not a bunch of fish and a bit of bread, but some fishing rods that they can run little micro businesses, community interest franchises, whatever, for the coming years, you know. So we want to try and take the positives out of that festival UK 2022, which many are calling the Brexit Festival, and they can call it what they like. I'm looking for the good in it, I'm afraid. Call me old-fashioned. So, you know, if we pull that off, if I get the $1 million, I'll give you a shout, mate, and we'll come back to Parklands. And so very quickly, I know Chris actually, I've heard that Chris is going to pop down and see if he can see you on stage. I know he's down in one of the fields at the moment.
Well, apparently he's got a reputation for having a beautiful operatic voice.
Well, we'll get him up when he gets up. I just want to catch up with you on one thing before we do that. You've got a project, the Commoners Choir. Tell me about that quickly.
It started out with just as an idea where I just thought it wouldn't be nice to have instead of having a band, to have a choir that sings about what's going on in the world around us. So I just kind of put word out, and now we have about 130 people.
Wow. When did you start that?
On the books. 3 or 4 years ago.
So pre-pandemic then, okay.
Yeah, but during the pandemic it's been brilliant, because we decided that even though we can't perform and get together, that we would carry on existing as a community. So we've carried on writing songs, recording songs, making videos, all kind of, you know, socially distanced stuff. But making an effort to keep it going as a community.
Wow. So I'd be quite nice to find one of those on YouTube. Which one would you recommend we play now? I'll dig it up and we'll put it on, then we'll see if we can find Chris Dyson.
Well, we actually we've got a song about one of the things that happened at this school, but it's not on YouTube, I don't think, so there's no film to go with it, which was called Come On In From the Cold. It was about the idea that, you know, when all the schools were shut because of the blizzards, that Parklands was one of the places that kept the school kitchens open, so that kids from the area, often who were like left at home while the mums and dads had gone to work, could come in and have something to eat, which we thought was a lovely story. And we love to sing songs about kind of local stories anyway, so it seemed perfect. But yes, you can't cut to that because it's not on YouTube.
Could you do a little bit now, like the chorus, just to give us a taste? Come on, you're not going to get off that easy, Boff. Can you? If you can't, don't worry. You remember it?
So take off your raincoats and pull up a chair. Da, 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 da. No, I can't do it well enough.
Go on,
Do you
give us the punchline.
The
So
beautiful thing about the choir is I get to stand at the front and wave my arms around, and I don't have to learn all the lyrics.
There you go. We caught you out there. They're all rolling around laughing now. What an
Yeah.
imposter you are. So, which song would you recommend we pull up just to play now, and then we'll go and track Mr. Dyson down?
Carve's Heart Song is one that we just made during lockdown, which is about it's about a refugee who came from Iran, and he lived in Britain, and he wanted to repay the debt of kindness to all the people that had helped him when he got to Britain. So he decided he would train to be a heart surgeon to be able to put something back into the country and the community. So it's a song about him. Carve's Heart Song.
The refugee who trains to be a heart surgeon, like you do.
Yeah.
Wow.
Took him years and years, but he did it.
Just wow. Thank you, Boff. Let's play this.
My name is Kaveh from Kurdish Iran. I was born just an hour from the borderline. Here to tell a story of promise and pain, with a heart that keeps on beating. From the day I was born, there was always a war. Soldiers on both sides settling scores. Everyday nightmares, tired and sore, and a heart that keeps on beating. A, B, O. Feel this pulse and don't let go. A, B, O. This human ebb and flow. Some left murdered, some left maimed. I watched on, helpless to ease their pain. So I made a resolution to study and train, to mend the hearts and keep them beating. I broke the silence, demanded rights. They jailed me, beat me, so I took flight. Smuggled into England, dead of night, with a heart that kept on beating. A, B, O. Feel this pulse and don't let go. A, B, O. This human ebb and flow. I trained as a doctor to stitch and sew. I studied the heart, its flutter and flow. I worked and I practiced and I came to know that we all share the same heart beating. What comes apart can be sewn up again. It's all the same red stuff filling our veins. Science and art can ease the pain in a heart that keeps on beating. A, B, O. Feel this pulse and don't let go. A, B, O. This human ebb and flow. And whether you kill
Wow, Boff, that was absolutely lovely. Commoners Choir, just beautiful, beautiful work. I think we've tracked down Mr. Here he is, actually, Mr. Dyson. Get up on this stage, please. I want you've got a bit of a job.
It? Well, that's a coincidence, you being here.
Absolutely lovely, Boff. Absolutely lovely. And what an honour and what a pleasure that, for a bit of a giggle, this might go absolutely pear-shaped, it might go absolutely brilliant, might put us on a world tour next year. But Boff, when he first came to our school and did the musical, Oh, I Do Like to Be Beside the Seacroft, which did 2 full sold-out shows at the West Yorkshire Playhouse, now the Leeds Playhouse, the proudest moment of my school life was working with this young gentleman. And we're going for a blast from the past because it was 4 years ago, this song. We've printed some lovely lyrics out, and we're going to give it a try, because if he's setting challenges for children to challenge themselves every day, then it's only right that we do it as well. So, we're going to sing I Want to Be Beside the Bright Lights and the Sea. There's more to life than Sunday school and cricket, and Tuesday dances down the village hall. There's more than running errands for your neighbours. Oh, I'm so very tired of thinking small. And what's it all add up to after all?
1, 2, 3.
I want to travel wild and free. I want to throw away the key. I want to be beside the bright lights and the sea. Croft.
I can be where I want to be. There'll be no one in charge but me. I want to be beside the bright lights and the sea. With my smile set wide, all my troubles brushed aside. I want to be beside the bright lights and the sea.
There's more to this old world than tea and biscuits, and reading books and staring at the walls. There's more than playing hopscotch in the schoolyard. Oh, I'm so very tired of thinking small. And what's it all add up to after all?
1, 2, 3.
I want to travel wild and free. I want to throw away the key. I want to be beside the bright lights and the sea. Croft.
I can be where I want to be. There'll be no one in charge but me. I want to be beside the bright lights and the sea. With my smile set wide, all my troubles brushed aside. I want to be beside the bright lights and the sea.
One more time.
I want to travel wild and free. I want to throw away the key. I want to be beside the bright lights and the sea.
Croft.
I can be where I want to be. There'll be no one in charge but me. I want to be beside the bright lights and the sea. I want to be beside the bright lights and the sea. One more time. I want to be beside the bright lights and the sea.
Boff Wally, everybody. Love him.
Thank you very much.
Well, that's absolutely fantastic, Boff, and thank you so much for letting me do that. I'm going to be the envy of all my friends up and down the country. I hope I haven't upset anybody by singing there.
I think you did remarkably well getting up to those high notes.
Well, it was good practice for 10
That
minutes
song
before.
was written for a kind of 17-year-old boy's voice. They had this gorgeous angelic voice, and I just thought, there's no way you're going to be able to pull that off. But you did it!
So, rising to the challenge and things. So, I know that we're going to link up again in the new year with the community choir and getting the children from Parklands again fully involved, adding the voices, because 80% of that brilliant production we talked about earlier was the children at Parklands. And my own very daughter, when she was in lovely year 4, my very own beautiful daughter in year 4 was a key part of that. Changed her life playing on a full sold-out show. Absolutely beautiful.
I have to say, because I was playing in the band at the back, and so I couldn't see I didn't actually see the show. But then somebody showed me a film of it a couple of months later, and I was just the sight of all the children on stage just all singing. I just thought, whoa, that's lovely.
Absolutely.
So sweet.
Changed, it added to our outstanding, just added to the outstanding opportunities we give to our children here at Parklands.
Yeah,
But absolute pleasure, and let's do this again next year with our new songs, and who knows, after watching this, we might be on a world tour when we're all COVID safe.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much.
Take care. Big love to
See
all.
you later.
Well, we're all frozen there, isn't it, on our little pre-recorded set? So, what a lovely, lovely thing. What a lovely, lovely thing there for those guys down there at Parklands Primary, Boff Whalley. What a fantastic, fantastic, lovely man. I just can't quite get my head around how wonderful that guy is. Actually, he's just off the scale. Such generosity. I mean, it's just something else. It really is. We're just downloading some stuff that's just been sent to us. Actually, this is just going to be incredible. We are going to go to our headlining act in about 5 minutes. Actually, it's 21 minutes past 10. We've just been sent some stuff. I've just got to download that and copy it onto another machine. So let's just see if that's anywhere near getting across. 3 gig files. Don't shift around very quickly. What I might do is just drop this film again actually, and then see if I can copy it on a memory stick. So bear with me a second. Go and have a cup of tea, because you do not want to miss our headlining band tonight. Our headliners tonight, Titania, are off the scale. You're not going to believe. You're really not going to believe this. It's really going to be quite special. So don't go away. Don't go away. Maybe go and have a cup of tea. Get the kettle on, and then come straight back to us, because this is how. That's not going to work, is it? Because if I play that, I want to copy that file there, and it's not going to. Hang on a second. We are all fingers and thumbs here at the moment. What's this called? Oh, it's called JSRB. Okay, that's a handy file there. Let's have a look. See if we've got it over here yet. No, that's not come down. Okay, so here's another way of doing it then. Okay, so that should work. So let's take that. Let's just go with it from here, shall we? Okay. So bear with us just a second. Last minute juggling. Something just got sent in which I don't want you to miss. So I might just take myself off. Right, what's happened there then? That's an interesting mix. What's that? That doesn't want to be that, does it? That wants to be that. There we go. That's strange. So bear with us a second. We're going to come back to you in just 2 seconds. We could pop some music on and put that little loop on again. Get that back up. Okay, stay with us a second. Stay with us a second. Stop that audience clapping, please. You don't really need them clapping just now. There we go. Hold on. Right, we're going to get this right, so just bear with me a second, as if you haven't already. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're just trying to transfer some stuff across. We'll be with you in a couple of minutes. Sorry for the delay. Right, well, we are going to give this a go. I don't know, it's funny actually, somebody compared what we're doing the other day to, not student radio, the early days of pirate radio or something like that, which I thought was quite sweet and quite funny. Maybe this is like pirate TV. I think it's more like a fanzine. Anybody who's as old as me will remember things called fanzines before computers and desktop publishing, and even that phrase makes me sound old. And that's what this is. We're just hacking it together. We're doing our best. We're learning. We've got cables all over the floor. We've got wires out. I might just show you guys what's going on here. A little bit of a sympathy vote time, possibly, just to get a sense for what it is we're up to here in our little disco heaven. I say disco heaven because over there is our mirror ball. So we've got a mirror ball. That's Malumba's bed. That's where Malumba sleeps. We'll have a little flash. That's the kitchen galley. See, we just had to go and find a wire. So that's what all those wires are there for. That's when Malumba didn't. Give us a little wave, Malumba. You all right, mate? You're all right.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello,
Malumba's the
world.
man. So Malumba's the production manager. But this is tech hell. So if anybody wants to talk about tech hell, this is it. Because sometimes this thing this just crashes and all the lights just flash like it's Christmas. And I've got my little iPad here, which is quite handy because I've got my mixer on there and all these different settings. So that in itself, and I've got to set all that up. Got some green screen there, I've got an audio mixer there. So it's pretty full on. And there's a little video down there which really is very special. That video is very, very special to me at the moment because for me, as far as I'm concerned, that's a video that the Co-op made. And I'm not going to play it now. We've played it a bit today. That's a film that the Co-op made, really to sort of sum up what we're all about, and I can't pretend they made it for us, but you know, funny enough, the chief executive did send me a little note yesterday and said, you know what, Nick, I don't know if you've seen our new film, but you want to check it out, and I hadn't. I told him I had, so that was very, very sweet of him. And let me just get this scaled properly. I didn't realise that was, oh goodness me, this is jiggle your fingers. Okay, so I've got to get that to 100%, and do you know what, there's no easy way of doing that, so I've got to just keep clicking that until it's nearly, oh there it is, that's 100%. Okay, so that's perfect. So that's that Co-op film. So what I want to do is just recap. I mean, this is a session about creativity, it's about kids, and it's really about, if you like, all our futures. We've had a fantastic time yesterday at Parklands Prime. This is Parklands Prime on the Seacroft Estate in East Leeds in Yorkshire, and I think it might even be a bit of drone footage actually. Look, that actually moves. Look, you can see there. I don't know what that is on the playing field down there. There's something quite big on bottom play field. Let's have a look. My goodness, what is going on here? It looks like somebody's only gone and built a massive cardboard Tracy Island in the playing ground. Now, I can't imagine anything better, anything at all better than to have a band on there. Wouldn't it be fantastic to have a band playing on that stage now? So I'm going to have to press a couple of buttons, and I'm going to do that. So I've got a band on a live link down here. Now they're on number 4, so I need to go and press lots of buttons here. So let me just press this, not that, that, and that, and that, like that. And so now that should be on my, let's get rid of that, and that, okay. And I should now be able to press that, and we should be able to have a little gig. So enjoy this. This is an amazing man, amazing young man called Luke Goodwin, who is a teacher, trainer, teacher at Parklands Primary. I'd like you to absolutely go berserk, please, everybody. Just go as berserk as you possibly can. He says playing for time because he's realised that he's got to sort something else out over here. There's a lot of buttons to press, as you've just seen. So let's see if we can't have a little bit of applause for Luke and Titania. Take it away, guys.
this thing I call love. It cries in a cradle all night. It swings, it drives, it shakes all over like a jellyfish. You kinda like it, crazy little thing called love. Well, there goes my baby. She knows how to rock and roll. She drives me crazy. She gives me hot cold fever. She leaves me in a cuckoo sweat. I've gotta be cool, relax, get up and get on my tracks to take a back seat, hitchhike. I'll take you all along on my motorbike until I'm ready. Crazy little thing called love. Ha ha ha. I've gotta be cool, relax, get up and get on my track to take a back seat, hitchhike. I take a long ride on my motorbike until I'm ready. Crazy little thing called love. This thing I call love. Well, I just can't handle it. This thing I call love. Well, I must get round to it and get ready. Crazy little thing called love. Crazy little thing called love. It's a crazy little thing called love. Crazy little thing called love. Crazy little thing called love. I sing myself to sleep, a song from the darkest hour, secrets I can't keep inside of the day. I swing from high to deep, extremes of sweet and sour. Hope that God exists. I hope, I pray. Drawn by the undertone of my life is out of control. I believe this wave will bear my weight, so let it flow. Oh, sit down, oh, sit down, oh, sit down, sit down next to me. Sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down in sympathy. Now I reveal to hear that you've been to some far out places. It's hard to carry on when you feel all alone. Now I've swum back down again. It's worse than it was before. If I hadn't seen such riches, I could live with being poor. Oh, sit down, oh, sit down, oh, sit down, sit down next to me. Sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down in sympathy. Those who feel the breath of sadness, sit down next to me. Those who found their touch by madness, sit down next to me. Those who find themselves ridiculous, sit down next to me. In love or fear or hate, in tears for love, in fear and hate, in tears, in love, in fear, in hate, in tears, in love, in fear, in hate. Down, down. Oh, sit down, oh, sit down, oh, sit down, sit down next to me. Sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit There she stood in the street, smiling from her head to her feet. I said, hey, what is this now, baby? Maybe we need of a kiss. I said, hey, what's your name, baby? Maybe we can see the things the same. Now don't you wait or hesitate. Let's move before the raise the bucket red. All right now, baby, it's all right now. All right now, baby, it's all right now. I took her home to my place, watching every move on her face. She said, look, what's your game, baby? Are you trying to put me in shame? I said, slow, don't go so fast. Don't you think the love can last? I said, love, love above. Now you're trying to trick me in love. All right now, baby, it's all right now. 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 It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. I got my first real sex string, bought it at a 5 and dime, played it till my fingers bled. Was summer of '69. Me and some guys from school had a band and we tried real hard. Jimmy quit, Johnny got married. Should've known we never get far. Oh, well, I look back now. The summer seemed to last forever. And if I had the choice, yeah,
More, more, more. We want more. Oh my goodness. How good was that? I don't know if anybody's around to Skype in. We're just about to knock it on the head, but if anybody's around and wants to, oh, the audience want more. Where's Luke? Luke, I know you're watching. I know you're watching. You got my Skype address. Come on, let's get you Skyped in here. You got Skype on your phone, Luke. Come on, let's have you on here. We should have arranged this. This was shoddy. Luke and the guys there, Titania. He's a young teacher at Parklands Primary. I don't know if Mr. Dyson or Luke are around. Come on, let's have you. The audience want more. Come on, Luke. Let's get you on Skype. Let's get you on Skype. Let's text him. Got Skype. That was just unbelievable, wasn't it? What an amazing set. What an amazing, amazing set. Just incredible. Absolutely amazing. Come on, Luke. Let's get you on Skype here. You've got an audience here who want to sort of pat you on the back. I think you just got to get used to this sort of fame. Get used to the fame thing. Where are we? Come on, Luke. Let's have you out here. Let's have him out. Let's see if we can drop that little film just for a moment. This is what this is all about. This is what our children need. Our children need incredible, inspiring young people like that in their schools, in our schools, teaching our kids not to be afraid of having a go, to use their creativity, to use their art, just off the scale. Let's put that on there. Is that? Yeah, that's not what we want there, is it? We want that one there. So let's play this little video while we're waiting for Luke to come out again. Come on, Luke.
Ministers have just announced Christmas will be different this year for thousands of us. New measures are...
Can I come? Come on! I am! I'm coming! Ready? Yeah.
You see, I grew up a bloody screw up. I've always been a little rough around the edges. I run the streets all day where we would play, blowing chase and hopping over fences. Youths offended, bad decisions, good intentions, poor attendance, skip detention. Living life's the only way you ever learn your lesson. Authorities couldn't handle him. In hindsight, they didn't know what was happening when there was never any doubt. Was never chasing clout, I wasn't even chasing any status. And you know you all have to rate us, cause I'll always be a rock star, even if I never get famous. They said you ever get a job it will be dead end. They didn't know that I would grow to be a legend. I'm a rock star, ooh, I'm a rock star. They said you ever get a job it will be dead end. They didn't know that I would grow to be a legend. I'm a rock star, ooh, I'm a rock star. I'm a rock star, ooh, I'm a rock star.
Okay, so we're getting close to connecting up with Luke here. He's got Zoom and not Skype, so we're going to try and Zoom him. So let me just see if I can Zoom Luke, which does require me to get his email address. Let me just get that. Invite. Let's have a look. Of course, Zoom uses different email calendar, so let's just get rid of that a second. You don't want to watch me. So Luke's going to come up here. Go nip to the loo, have a cup of tea. We'll have him up in a couple of minutes, and then it's quarter past 11, so we haven't got that much time. Let's see if we can get Luke up here. So Luke, I'll do it on the email you sent the files from, yeah. So hold tight for that. Luke. Lots of Lukes. Luke. I've got emails from lots of Lukes. Here we go. There's one here. What's his email address? Goodwin. Okay, so G. And you're at Rocket Mail, so Elton John's email company, huh? Okay, so we'll don't use Zoom that much. Okay, so let's just copy. I'm on the wrong computer for doing this. What do I? Oh, I've got all these computers. I can't even play any music, can I? It's not very good. Trouble is, if we start playing music, we get struck by the copyright police, which is never a good look. Okay. So it's trying to get me to check my email. Okay, so let's go to that one. Invite, copy invite link. Okay, Luke Goodwin, consider yourself invited to a Zoom call. Can we have some parental consent, please? We'll have to get Mr. Dyson up as well, won't we? Let's see if we can get Mr. Dyson on here as well. If he's up. You got your Skype on there, Mr. Dyson? Let's see what's going on, shall we? Where are we? Chris Dyson, let's see if we can get him on here as well. Right. Bit late for a head teacher to be up. It's ringing though. Means he's online. Okay, we'll give up on that one. That doesn't matter. Not to worry. Mr. Dyson knows we're here if he wants to connect with us. It'd be lovely to see him. So, Luke, you should have an invite to a Zoom call. Get yourself on here. Oh, we've run out of beer actually. Actually, we haven't run out of beer, have we? Got that Nuki Brown.
You want it?
Do you mind? Yeah, that'd be good. Last bottle of beer on the campsite. So Luke, did you get that link?
Good evening. All schools across the country will close until further notice as coronavirus reached 100.
Primary. Where is Chris Dyson? Can we have Chris Dyson on this stage, please?
As I said, we're in the toughest area in Leeds, and yet our school children, the children that actually sit on the interview panel for the Northern Ballet, because I want to give them an opportunity that they've never sort of had before. And it shows if you believe in the people, you believe in these teachers, you believe in these kids, absolutely anything is possible.
Here we've got Luke. There's Luke. Yeah, turn your camera sideways, mate, will you? Turn it widthways. There we go. get you up here. Luke is in the house. Can you hear us, Luke?
Yeah, you can see me all right.
I can, mate. That was brilliant, that was. Wow. How was that for you?
It's great, yeah. Just coming back from Tracy Island and getting back to my house that quick. It's all good, man.
Remarkable effort, remarkable effort. You didn't get a bit dizzy up the top there then?
No, the teleportation, moving around, it was great, man. Can handle it.
Well, you did a cracking job there. Was that your normal set, is it?
Well, it's a bit of all sorts, really. We when you're in a band for quite a while, you end up just knowing a few classics, to be honest. I mean, the first one was original. It's called Higher.
Which is perfect, wasn't it? It's perfect for what we wanted.
And yeah, exactly. I thought it was perfect, letting kids aim as high as they possibly can. And best with just, some old dad songs, really.
That was superb. Yeah, well, I'm a disco dad, mate. It's nothing for me there, but it's all good. I loved it. It's fantastic. So, how long have you been down at Parklands then, working there with Mr. Dyson and the team?
12 weeks.
Oh, is that all? Wow.
I mean, I did come in like during the summer and stuff, but I started just this September.
Fantastic. How's it going there? You enjoying it?
Oh yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, I mean, I've had some, experience not as a teacher, but like working in some schools around Leeds, and what I love about Parklands is a lot of stuff is like happening there, which is it's like every week there's something completely different happening. It's just great. It's even though it's only been 12 weeks, I feel like I've been there ages. So.
And are you? Is it a permanent position for you? Is it part of a training thing you're working through, or?
Yeah, so I'm with Teacher First. I'm a Teacher First graduate.
Oh,
which
are
means,
you? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I've got a. Well, I don't know how much of this I can tell you, but basically I've got a 2-year contract with Chris, and then it's up to him whether he wants to keep me on or say goodbye to me, really.
Yeah, well, I think you've had it after this, mate. I wouldn't be. I'd be polishing your CV if I were you. I think.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things I think the first day I met Chris, one of the things we talked about was that one of the things he definitely wanted from me really was to really enhance the music at Parklands, the best we can. And that was like his next like kind of goal was to really promote the arts and really like mix up the music and spice things up a bit there. So.
Well, the thing about Chris is he doesn't pretend to know everything, but he knows what he likes when he sees it and wants the best for those young people and those children in that community. And he's very good at pulling the right people in, and I can't imagine he's going to let go of you in a hurry, to be quite honest with you.
Well, as long as the kids are all right, mate, it's
yeah.
As long as I'm not letting them down, and you just got to do your best. That's all you can do, really.
And did you study music sort of academically, if you like, to teach music in the arts?
I did music as a degree.
Oh wow! And then PGC.
Yeah, I was like being in a band was kind of my full-time job for a while.
That doesn't surprise me.
And then just started getting involved into education. Started off as like a lunchtime member of staff. Just worked at lunchtime at a school nearby, and then started helping out a little bit more in there, and then got into becoming a TA, and then got into working with early years, and then then just sort of expanded from there. Then here I am as a teacher now, so I just sort of progressed from there really.
Fantastic.
But as a band, is still something I do.
Yeah, of course. Well, this is what I say to the kids. I say, look, I mean, we say. We talk about art, as you know, with Steamco, as something that might make you a little bit of money, might make you a lot. With respect, Luke, you're probably not going to sort of follow Elton John's trajectory in a hurry, but 330 million. But it can also help.
How dare you say that?
And it can help you make some money. It can help you make some friends. It can help you make the world a better place. And I think you're the perfect example of that. I'm sure you've had a few free beers and a couple of guest lists in your time. You've got a cracking bunch of mates. I should imagine you're all mates in the band, are you?
Yeah.
And I tell you what, mate, I've seen those children with you. I've seen you with those kids in the Rock Kids yesterday. But the way you were working with them, I thought you'd been teaching for many years. I think that you've got a fantastic, and I'm no person to judge, so I should be careful what I say. Mr. Dyson's the one to judge your ability as a teacher. But I know somebody when I see kids that there's mutual respect between you and those young people. You had them in the palm of your hands, and it's just wonderful. And that's the way to teach. And I know that's the way that Mr. Dyson teaches. And and gets the best out of those kids and out of that community. Inspiration, inspired to learn. It's a lovely hashtag, but I think it nails it, don't you? I mean, and you're part of that team, very important part.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the school ethos is encourage, encourage, encourage. You know, praise loudly but grizzle softly. You know, and that's just what we do. You know, we do expect a lot from them. You know, we do have high expectations, but we give them the praise when they need it and they deserve it, and the kids just bounce from that. And that school just follows that model perfectly. And well, you can see what the kids are like. I mean, Nick, you've been there. You know, it's like a magical place, really.
It is, and let's be quite clear. I mean, Chris, he puts his Christmas suit on. He does 8 assemblies. He acts the sort of red coat entertainer. I saw him yesterday. I saw him yesterday do 8 meetings back to back. 8 meetings, 8 assemblies back to back, virtually the same for every bubble to get that Christmas experience that he promises. It's all part of the package. But then I also saw him take some very, very serious meetings. I think he had some governors in. You know, he's not a light touch. This isn't the wash your hands of it and let Chris Dyson do what he wants. He's running a very tight ship. You know, I've crossed lines with him and he's pulled me back on. That's fine. Mutual respect. It's wonderful. You know, and I can't imagine a better person to learn from. So would you say you're committed to a career in teaching music and the arts in this way?
Oh, 100%. One thing I really feel strongly about is, I mean, especially now, even in this year, like, kids need the arts. You know, like, there's a debate with the government in a minute about how do we, get kids to catch up on their work and stuff like that. But one of the biggest things you can do about their well-being is letting kids express themselves, whether it's painting, whether it's building lanterns, whether it's just jumping up and down, for a bit of rock music. And even like with my music, I do try and inspire them, but at least, they are getting an education. Like all my kids, they can tell you what pulse is, what a rhythm is, what tempo is, and music is something that can be studied academically. And I really believe there's strong links with music as well that can help enhance their math skills as well. And I'm not just saying that either. It's something I'm actually studying now and doing some research on.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm grateful that like Chris lets me practice these things as well. Like gives me the hall now and again. Lets me just try out little class experiments and stuff. So I'm trying to put something together where I'm actually just testing some of this research and theory about music and maths and the connection between it. And it's something that I discussed with the maths lead at Parklands as well. And it's something that I'm trying to sort out.
Well, there is research out there that shows that you get academic uplift across a school that is rich in the arts. A school that has a broad and balanced curriculum is a happier school. The kids learn, they want to learn, they get better results. And it's
something weird. It's like one of those things where if you put everything down about yourself and said, right, I'm going to increase everything about my life. If I break everything down into small elements where I can get better at this skill or that skill or that skill or that skill, and you just increase it by 5%, and even if it was just among like 5 things, it wouldn't all just add up to a total of like 5, like each 5% adding up, it'd go up like something daft like 300% because everything's interlinked. One skill helps another skill, and that's that's one of the things where what I love about Parklands as well. We're big on like intercurriculum links as well, which is brilliant.
Well, it's important, and there's a lot of debate in education about this. It's very binary. I have a hashtag binary ed thinking. People seem to either want you in this traditionalist camp, learning by rote, boom, boom, bloom. I mean, okay, there's arts and whatever. And then this kind of hippie, progressive thing over there, which they deliberately, I think it's a deliberately divisive construct to create division between two schools of people, when in fact, we should be focusing on hashtag that 80% that we all have in common. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, the two things you talk about, that traditional and progressive, I mean, some of the things that they would list as what's progressive and what's traditionalist. Like, I imagine Chris would argue that his school's quite progressive, but in one way, I bet I could pull off like 20 things off the traditional list. Like, he's very big, on the kids knowing the timetables. He has good expectations on.
Mate, I'm going to stop you right there. Right, you have just fallen into the trap of seeing it in a binary view. It's not binary.
No, I know.
Chris is on that 80%.
Yeah. I'm being ridiculous. That's my point. It's silly. That's the whole point. There's no such thing really.
It's the same in everything. Everything's black, white, left, right, wrong, trad, prog. I was saying to somebody earlier. I said to somebody the other day, that Keir Starmer's not a bad bloke. He seems all right. Oh, and I got blocked on Facebook by him. Yeah. Somebody I've known for 20 years because I'm not left wing enough for him. I don't give a damn. I'd rather be in the middle ground if there's some consensus, because we've all got to get on, and exactly, I don't care what anybody says, But did you hear Loki, the rapper earlier from Scotland?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
That was interesting, you know, because there's very interesting about this kind of middle class comfort thing, you know, and I think a lot of people really have to sort of, very interesting, wasn't it? Interesting conversations, but it's not
it was
get too.
interesting. I might disagree with him a few things, but you
Yeah,
know,
but-
it's.
And
I think a lot of what he said, you know, was right. But you know, but this is the great thing, you know, like everyone in education, we can't all agree about everything. We've all got different approaches, and it's about doing what's right for kids, really. When it comes down to it.
Absolutely, but I don't think Loki was the sort of person who'd have a problem with you disagreeing. He'd have a conversation with you about it, wouldn't he? And you'd agree to differ. You know, it's not so black and white. So Luke, it's been absolutely fantastic. I think Mr. Dyson's probably gone to bed. Actually, I know what he's like. I mean, he's up early and. But I know he was there, and I know he sent some messages. Unfortunately, I'm so sorry, StreamYard went down, because it's a great platform for sharing the messages, and it's so flaky with the audio, I just pulled the plug. But you actually had a very good. Did it sound all right where you were and everything?
Oh yeah, sounded great.
Yeah. Yeah. Whereabouts are you based? You're in Leeds, are you? You live in Leeds, or?
Yeah, I live in Leeds. I'm just on the outskirts of Leeds. I live on the other side of Seacross, so I live towards Bristol.
Is that the west side of Leeds?
Yeah, well. Technically, Bristol's like part of, it's part of Kirk Leeds, but it's honestly it's on the outskirts of Leeds. It's just on the other side.
Right.
So I was like born and raised.
I've actually just stood on my headphone speaker, which means I can't hear a word you're saying now. Let me just plug myself back in. My umbilical cord. Well, we've just rocked up at Yorkshire Sculpture Park. Can you believe that they're letting us camp here for the weekend now? So, have you ever been there?
Yeah, I have. I went there as a kid.
Quality, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great.
Really amazing. So we've rocked up here. So we've got our camper van set up here. It's actually a camper van full of wires, and it's like a rat's nest at the moment, because we needed to find a cable earlier to get things going. So we had to like scramble through everything. So if you want to swing by tomorrow, you have a glass of wine with us or something, or a beer. It's going to be a nice day. Anyway, Luke, I can't thank you enough for your support. I know there's a lot of work went into that, because you edited all that yourself, didn't you? And I hope I did it justice.
Well, I didn't have the waves in. You were going to take credit for the waves.
Was that all right?
Yeah, of course.
It won't be long before we get screwed for copyright on YouTube for using somebody else's videos, but I think it's a good cause. I mean, some people agree with us, some people don't disagree with us. I mean, there's all sorts. We've got to come together for our kids, whether we've got kids or haven't got kids, and what you're doing is first class, mate. So hats off to you. Thanks so much again for a great set. Let me have a quick look and see if there's anybody left online. I don't know. Let's have a look. See if there's anybody in. I don't know where people are hanging out actually. So Chris Dyson says top drawer, love it, love it, love it. Here we go with our Luke. So he loved that. That's all good vibes. Bunch of people on Facebook. What will happen though is this will get thousands of views tomorrow. You know that. So that's where we're about, not on the live stuff.
Well, as long as the message gets out there for kids, man. You know, as long as. You know, all as educators come together and, you know, we can discuss things, and it's all about improving the quality of life for them, isn't it? You know,
well, yeah. Do you appreciate the significance of where we're at with regards creative education at the moment, out of interest?
I've been here speaking. I know you've been talking about funding that's coming through.
So basically,
and plans for 21.
Yeah. So you know Ken Robinson. So Ken Robinson.
Yeah.
You know of him. So he went to college at a place called Bretton Hall. Did you know that?
No.
Do you know where Bretton Hall is?
No, not top of my head.
Yorkshire Sculpture Park.
Oh, right, okay.
So you can't make it up. I mean, I didn't put two and two together until we drove in, and I realised and I remembered, because Howell Roberts, who lives in Wakefield, runs a pub down there. He used to go to Bretton Hall himself, and we've done a podcast series all about Ken Robinson, and I think, you know, as somebody said to me the other night, Ken Robinson will be looking down on us doing things like this and approving, because I'm doing my bit. I'm an old bloke. It was my birthday yesterday, but you are the future. You're our kids'
Happy
future.
birthday, by the way.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, you are our kids' futures. You are, as Ken Robinson said in a report, you are hashtag all our futures. I can't thank you enough, man. Thank you very much. You go and get yourself some sleep or go out clubbing, whatever it is you're doing. All the best, Luke. Thank you very, very much. Cheers now.
See you later.
So that just about wraps it up for the day. What to finish with? Let's have a quick look. We'll find something suitable. We've done the co-op video to death. I think we're going to go back to the memories. We had a lovely little evening with our light trail. We had families coming out on Seacroft Estate to just to share the lanterns, the lights, the colours that the children had made, and we gave some fancy stuff away. So I'm going to leave you with this. This is a little film with a song by the Commoners Choir singing together. Thanks very much for being with us. We'll see you tomorrow morning, bright and early, 10 o'clock. Good night.
A world made of islands, connected by sound, vibrations of molecules flying